Totally different weather today compared to Saturday. An absolutely heat wave. Now, forgot my coat and I'm going to get absolutely soaked. But we're here in Farnborough. Before we get to the game, let's get some background on Farnborough. So Farnborough, originally called Farnborough Town, formed in 1967. Financial problems towards the end of 6 and 7 meant that they got into administration, point deduction, and in May 2007 kicked out the football leagues. Reformed as now Farnborough FC. They rose through the divisions again. They hit more financial problems and now they're back in the National League South. Before we head into Cherrywood Road, let's check out what else is going on in the league this evening. Well, Braintree go up against Hemel Hempstead. Braintree won both of these fixtures last season. Concord go up against Dulwich Hamlet, and Dulwich pick 4 points over Concord last season. Can they pick up anything this year up against unbeaten Concord? Dartford go up against Havant. Havant have never won at Prince's Park, and that's a big feat to do it. It's a very informed Dartford at the moment. Dover play Tonbridge. Last competitive meeting between these two was 2014. Eastbourne face Ebbsfleet. Ebbsfleet won home and away last season, not conceding a goal. This season, they're both of the in-form and top-scoring sides of the division. Hampton and Richmond host Bath City after their monumental 4-3 winner at the weekend. 7-1 the aggregate score last season in favour of Hampton. Bath will do well to turn that round tonight. Slough, they go up against Chelmsford. Slough won the last 3 home games against Cheltenham, all by the single goal, but a good form for them. And St Albans go up against Hungerford. Hungerford won 3-1 here last season. And Welling and Weymouth both at home tonight, looking for their first wins of the season. They host Cheshunt and Worthing, respectively. But enough of those fixtures, and the big match for me today and for you watching is Farnborough versus Taunton Town. Last season's rivals met each other, and actually Taunton beat Farnborough in the game that won them promotion back in April with a 2-1 win. They did lose when they came here last season though, 3-2, so we're expecting potentially some more goals. However, when you look at both teams, how they've started, both being very resilient, both been very hard to break down and lose. How many goals have they scored between them both so far since being promoted? 1. So will we see goals? Will we not? I'm not too sure. I'm expecting a very fiery game between two very good sides, and we'll look forward to it. So let's get into the action and let's see Farnborough versus Taunton Town. So a win in the end for Farnborough in a very hard battling game. Certainly both sides couldn't be faulted for effort. I thought Taunton definitely had the better of the first half as Borough felt their way into the game. Jay Folston and Joe Budd and the ever-irrepressible Lloyd James were getting on the ball. I thought James had a very good game and they were starting off a lot of good moves off. But unfortunately for a third game in a row, Taunton have failed to score a goal. You wouldn't think they will come up against many better keeper performances though to stop them from tonight's game. Jack Turner pulled off a whole host of great saves. It was very hard not to give the man of the match to Kevin Loco because I thought he was very impressive, as you would expect from somebody of his ability at this level. He looked very good and very strong for Farnborough at the back. But Jack Turner certainly was the reason for a clean sheet for Farnborough, and that's why I gave him my man of the match. Some impressive performances though as well for Farnborough. Omar Rowe is always a threat. Although his goal, I think, that was awarded was surely an OG. Loco, as mentioned before, and Norville Williams was a big threat from left back, starting a lot of moves off, and Reggie Young looked very lively, although Young did suffer a knock, which meant he had to go off in the end. And Sam Deering, he just seems to be everywhere on that pitch, and a great player to have on your side. He looked very impressive as well. One thing's clear, Farnborough and Taunton are not two sides you would relish playing against. They're hard, full of running, and they are currently, where they lack in goals at the moment, they make up with heart. But a very good game in a game that Farnborough shaded it 1-0. So what about the results elsewhere in the division? Well, Braintree continued their fine form against Hemel Hempstead. A 3-1 win and 2 goals in that from Dagenham Loney, Aaron Blair. Concord could remain unbeaten, drew 1-1 with Dulwich. Dan Smith's first goal for Dulwich, cancelled out by that man again, Ricky Modeste. Dartford, well, they lost at home to Havant for the first time ever. Jason Pryor, his first goal since his return. He got sent off on Saturday, gets his first goal tonight. Goburn with the winner for Havant in a big 3 points away at Prince's Park. Dover, well, Tom Bridger came from behind. Joe Turner with the winner. Another goal for him. And a classic at Eastbourne. Eastbourne 2, Ebbsfleet 3. A great game. And Ebbsfleet are the only side now with a 100% record. 3 wins from 3. They did hold on in the last few minutes with 10 men. Hampton and Richmond shared the points in a 1-1 draw with Bath. That man, Rodri Donaldson, and scored again for Hampton. A lot of goals for him last season. Scott Wilson with the equaliser for Bath. Slough lost at home 2-0 to Chelmsford. Second goal of the season for Devontae Arancibia. St Albans shared the points as well. 0-0 with Hungerford. Hungerford, another side who are yet to score. Welling beat Cheshunt 2-1. 2 games in a row where Hyde and Aziz score. I think that'll be a familiar tale for Welling this season. And Weymouth, rock bottom now and lost 3-0 at home to Worthing. Worthing started the season fantastically, and that hot shot, Ollie Pearce, back within the goals. He got a brace tonight at Weymouth. So how does the top of the table look so far then? After 3 games, well, Ebbsfleet lead the way, 3 wins from 3, the only side of a 100% record, and the other unbeaten sides that are in that top 7. Worthing, a superb start to the season. They sit in second, joint on 7 points with Havant, Tonbridge and Concord. Dartford in 6th with 6. Dulwich make up the playoffs with 5 points at present. They're the sides that are doing well at the top of the table. What about the 4 sides currently occupying the relegation zone? 21st place, Taunton with 1 point and no goals so far. Slough would have started, wanted to have started better surely. And just the 1 point so far from them from their 3 games. Chippenham obviously in 23rd, but they have only played the once due to the serious and awful incident that happened to Pablo Martinez. Again, sending my best wishes to him as he looks to make, hopefully, a sooner rather than later recovery. And bottom of the table so far, more misery still for Weymouth as they still yet to pick up their first point of the season. So who's your top scorers in the league? Well, it's Pierre Fonku as at Dartford with 4. A lot of medias have given him 3, but after looking at the goals at Bath, I feel like he is sitting on 4 goals. And then there's 16 players currently sitting on 2 goals. The current top scoring teams, Ebbsfleet, top of the league, and top goal scorers as well. They have 9 goals already in their 3 games. Worthing, who are second, are also second on this with 8, but that's joint with 15th place Eastbourne. You'd have to say that probably the defence probably needs a bit of work, but goal scoring is not a problem for Eastbourne. They do have 8 so far, but they do sit in 15th place. Interestingly, when you look at the best defences so far, there's only two sides that have only conceded one, which is absolutely, fantastic, especially the heat some of these sides have been playing in. That's Concord Rangers and Chelmsford City, both only conceded one. You look at the other sides that have only conceded two, mid-table Farnborough, three teams struggling at near the foot of the table. 19th, 20th and 21st place is where St Albans, Hungerford and Taunton find themselves. But defensively, they are one of the best defences in the division. So that surely means only one thing: the other end might be struggling. And that is the case. Hungerford and Taunton and Chippenham, albeit just played once. But Hungerford and Taunton, while they have a very strong defence, they also are yet to score this season. So there we have it. There's the latest review for the National League South. I hope you enjoyed watching. Please subscribe and like the video. I've been very happy with the amount of people that have involved themselves in it so far. We'll be back next week with more content. Until then, stay safe, enjoy the football wherever you're going this weekend. Bye-bye.